All right, so you want to talk about Norway? Well, you've come to the right place. It's like everyone's suddenly got this obsession with Scandinavia. And why wouldn't they? This region is known for its stunning landscapes, high quality of life, and progressive societies. And don't get me wrong, there are some seriously good reasons for that. Norway, in particular, stands out with its incredible natural beauty and a lifestyle that many dream of. We're talking next-level quality of life, nature that'll make your jaw drop, and a culture that's all about balance. Imagine waking up to the sight of majestic fjords and mountains and spending your weekends hiking through some of the most breathtaking scenery on the planet. But let's be real, it's not all sunshine and fjords. Norway has its challenges too. The winters can be long and dark, with the sun disappearing for months in some parts of the country. We're talking about a country where the sun disappears for months, where a beer can set you back a week's pay, and where people are so polite it'll make your head spin. Yes, the cost of living is high and the politeness can sometimes feel overwhelming. So buckle up, because in this series we're going deep on what it's actually like to live in Norway. We'll explore the highs and the lows, the beauty and the challenges. No sugarcoating, no tourist brochures, just the raw, uncut truth. We'll take you through the streets, the local markets, and show you what life is really like here. We're going to break down everything from the breathtaking landscapes to the mind-blowing cost of living, from the cultural quirks to the everyday realities. You'll get a sense of the true essence of Norway, beyond the picture-perfect postcards. By the end of this, you'll know if Norway is your kind of crazy. Let's do this. Whether you're considering a move, planning a visit, or just curious about this fascinating country, we've got you covered. So let's dive in and explore Norway together. All right, let's talk about the reason you clicked on this video in the first place. The scenery. Norway is basically an Instagram feed come to life. We're talking dramatic fjords that carve their way through towering mountains, waterfalls cascading down cliffs, and glaciers that look like they're straight out of a fantasy movie. And it's not just about the big picture either. Every corner you turn reveals something new: hidden lakes, lush forests, valleys carpeted in wildflowers. You could spend a lifetime exploring this country and still feel like you've barely scratched the surface. And the best part? Norwegians have this deep respect for nature that's ingrained in their culture. They believe in protecting it, preserving it, and making it accessible to everyone. So whether you're an adrenaline junkie or just looking for some peace and quiet, Norway's got you covered. Okay, so we've covered the mountains and fjords, but Norway's natural wonders don't stop there. Get ready for a phenomenon that'll mess with your sleep schedule: the midnight sun. Up north, during the summer months, the sun literally never sets. Imagine this: it's 2 a.m., you're out hiking and the sun's still shining. It's surreal, it's disorienting, and it's something you have to experience to believe. But wait, there's more. Head north during winter, and you might catch a glimpse of nature's most epic light show, the Aurora Borealis, aka the Northern Lights. These dancing waves of green, blue and purple across the night sky are like nothing you've ever seen. Trust me, witnessing the Northern Lights is a humbling experience. It's like the universe is putting on a private show just for you. And that's the thing about Norway. Nature is always putting on a show. Okay, let's talk about the stuff that matters: quality of life. And let me tell you, Norway consistently ranks near the top in global surveys. But why? Well, for starters, healthcare is practically free. Yeah, you heard that right. Need to see a doctor? No problem, it's covered. Have a baby? Congratulations, the hospital bill won't bankrupt you. It's a system designed to ensure everyone has access to quality care, regardless of their income. And it doesn't stop there. Education, from kindergarten to university, is also heavily subsidized. That means no crippling student loans, just opportunities to learn and grow. It's no wonder Norwegians are some of the most educated people on the planet. Now let's talk safety. Remember those gritty crime dramas? Yeah, you won't find many of those set in Norway. The crime rate here is incredibly low, and walking around at night, even in big cities, feels safe. It's a breath of fresh air, literally. But here's the thing that really sets Norway apart: their social safety net. Lose your job? The government's got your back. Get sick and can't work? You're covered. It's a system designed to ensure that everyone has a basic standard of living, no matter what life throws their way. Now, this level of security and support doesn't come cheap. Taxes are high in Norway, but most Norwegians see it as an investment in their society, in their future. And it shows. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. All right, imagine this. A work week that doesn't feel like it's sucking the life out of you. That's the norm here in Norway. 37.5 hours a week. That's all they ask. It's like they actually value your time, your sanity. I'm not saying nobody pulls late nights when they need to, but there's this unspoken agreement that you work to live, not live to work. It's refreshing, actually. Makes you question the whole rat race thing, you know? And when they're off the clock, Norwegians know how to unwind. Think breathtaking hikes, cozy cabins nestled in the mountains, fishing trips where the biggest catch is the peace and quiet. It's like they've cracked the code to a life well lived. This whole work-life balance thing isn't just some trendy buzzword here. It's woven into the fabric of their society, and honestly, it shows. Now, let's talk about summer in Norway. Remember that whole work-life balance thing? It gets dialed up to 11 when the weather warms up. We're talking weeks of vacation, not just a few measly days. Families pack up and head to their height, these charming little cabins often nestled by a lake or tucked away in the woods. It's all about disconnecting, recharging and soaking up that precious sunlight. And let me tell you, the light here in the summer is unlike anything else. We're talking almost 24 hours of daylight in some parts of the country. It's like the Energizer bunny of sunlight. But even if you're not lucky enough to have a cabin getaway, there's always hiking, kayaking, biking. You name it, they're doing it outdoors. Work hard, play harder, that's the Norwegian way. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the cost of living in Norway. Spoiler alert, it's not cheap. In fact, it's up there with the most expensive places on the planet. But hey, paradise doesn't come cheap, right? Groceries, eating out, finding a decent place to live, it all adds up. That avocado on toast? Yeah, that'll be $10. But here's the thing, you're paying for quality. The food is fresh, the housing standards are high, and hey, at least you don't have to worry about healthcare bankrupting you. And speaking of healthcare, that's free, or practically free. Education too. So yeah, things cost more, but you're also getting a pretty sweet deal in return. It's all about perspective, people. This isn't a place where you can just wing it financially. Budgeting is your new best friend. But if you're smart about it, you can definitely make it work here. Now, before you freak out about the price of that cup of coffee, let's talk about the other side of the coin. Wages. Salaries in Norway are generally higher than in many other countries, like noticeably higher. Remember that whole work-life balance thing? It comes at a price for employers and they're willing to pay it. Plus, with a strong social safety net, people aren't as desperate for jobs, which drives up wages even more. And don't even get me started on taxes. Yeah, they're high. But guess what? Those taxes go towards funding all those amazing social programs I keep raving about. Healthcare, education, infrastructure. It's like a giant, well-oiled socialist machine. So, yeah, Norway is expensive, but the wages are higher, the quality of life is exceptional, and you're living in a country that actually seems to care about its people. Not a bad trade-off, if you ask me. All right, buckle up, because we're about to talk about Norwegian winters. And I'm not talking about your cute little snow day kind of winter. I'm talking long, dark, cold to the bone kind of winter, especially the further north you go. But here's the thing, Norwegians haven't just survived these winters, they've thrived in them. They've embraced the darkness, the cold, the whole shebang, and they've even managed to make it look kind of cozy. Enter Kos, this untranslatable Norwegian concept that's all about creating a warm, inviting atmosphere. Think crackling fireplaces, fuzzy blankets, candlelight flickering on a snowy night. It's like Hygge's cooler, more rugged cousin. Winters here are a time for introspection, for embracing the quiet beauty of nature. It's a time for slowing down, for cozying up with loved ones, and maybe even indulging in some heartwarming Norwegian waffles. But then, just when you think you can't handle another minute of darkness, summer bursts onto the scene like a Viking warrior returning from a raid. And up north, it's not just any summer, it's the land of the midnight sun. Imagine this, the sun barely dipping below the horizon, casting an ethereal glow over everything. It's like a natural energy drink, fueling endless days of outdoor adventures, hiking, fishing, swimming, you name it. They're doing it under the midnight sun. But don't let the endless daylight fool you. Even Norwegian summers can be unpredictable. One minute it's sunshine and rainbows, the next it's pouring rain sideways. Layering is key, my friends. But hey, that's part of the charm, right? The ever-changing weather, the dramatic shifts in light, it all adds to the adventure. Just remember to pack an umbrella, even if you think you won't need it. All right, so you're getting the picture. Norway's got the goods, insane nature. We're talking about some of the most breathtaking landscapes you'll ever see. From the majestic fjords that carve through the land to the towering mountains that seem to touch the sky, it's a nature lover's paradise, and it's not just about the scenery. The standard of living here is top-notch. Families thrive, and there's a real sense of well-being. But what about the people? Well, first thing you've got to know is Norwegians, they're like that friend who takes a while to warm up, you know. They might seem a bit distant at first, but don't let that fool you. Reserved, that's the word, but once you're in, you're in. It's like unlocking a secret level in a game. They might not be the most outgoing at first, but give it time. It's not like they're unfriendly, just observant. They take their time to get to know you, to see what you're about. They want to see what you're about if you're genuine. It's a bit of a test, but it's worth it. Small talk, chit-chat, it's cool, but don't expect to be best buds overnight. They appreciate meaningful conversations over superficial ones. Building trust takes time, man. It's an investment. You've got to be patient, show that you're in it for the long haul. But that's the thing. Once you've earned their respect, you've got a friend for life. Loyalty runs deep here. It's not just a word, it's a way of life. These are people who value honesty, straightforwardness, no BS. They appreciate when you're real with them, no pretenses. And hey, I can respect that. It's refreshing in a world where so much can be fake. It all ties back to this concept they have, Janteloven. It's a cultural code that emphasizes humility and equality. Basically, don't think you're better than anyone else. Stay humble, work hard. It's a principle that keeps everyone on the same level. It's ingrained in their culture, you know. You see it in their daily lives, in how they interact with each other. And it kind of makes sense, keeps everyone grounded. It fosters a sense of community and mutual respect. So if you're planning to visit or move here, just remember, take your time, be genuine, and you'll find your place in this beautiful, reserved, but very real society. Now, don't get it twisted. Just because they value humility doesn't mean they're all up in each other's business 24/7. Yeah, community is important, they help each other out, but they also respect personal space. Think of it like this. They'll happily lend you a hand if you need it, but they're not going to be breathing down your neck while you're doing your thing. It's a good balance, you know, being there for each other without being all clingy. And honestly, it makes for a really chill vibe. Like you can be yourself, pursue your own passions, and still be part of something bigger. There's this unspoken understanding that everyone needs their own space to breathe. So, yeah, Norwegians, they might not be the loudest or most outgoing bunch at first glance, but there's a depth there, a genuineness that I really dig. They're the real deal, man, and once you crack the code, you're golden. All right, so you're walking down the street in Oslo or Bergen, maybe even the charming streets of Trondheim, wherever, you're starving. You've worked up an appetite hiking a fjord or maybe just, existing. What are you going to eat? First off, brace yourselves because Norway is not exactly known for being easy on the wallet. The cost of living here is high and that extends to food as well. Yeah, things can get pricey. But hey, you're living the good life, right? So let's talk about what you're spending those Norwegian Kroner on. The food scene here is vibrant and diverse, offering a mix of traditional and modern cuisine. Seafood, it's everywhere. And it's incredible. Norway's long coastline and cold waters make it a haven for seafood lovers. Salmon so fresh it'll make you want to slap somebody. It's not just any salmon, it's the kind that melts in your mouth, bursting with flavour. Cod that practically jumps onto your plate. This fish is a staple in Norwegian cuisine and for good reason. You've got your traditional dishes like fiskasuppe, a creamy fish soup that's both hearty and comforting, or gravlax, which is cured salmon. This dish is often served with a mustard dill sauce and is a must-try. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. The freshness and quality of the seafood here are unparalleled. But it's not all fish. Norway has a lot more to offer when it comes to food. Norwegians also love their bread. The variety is astounding, from dark rye to fluffy white loaves. Different kinds, different grains, you name it. Each type of bread has its own unique flavour and texture, and they love putting things on it. Open-faced sandwiches, known as småbrød, are a popular choice. Cheese, ham, jam, you name it, they've probably put it on bread. These toppings can range from simple to gourmet, making each bite a delightful experience. Now you've had your fill. You're ready to explore. Good news, Norway is crazy efficient. Public transport is everywhere and it runs like a Swiss watch. Trains, buses, trams, ferries, you name it, they've got it. And if you're feeling adventurous, rent a bike. Norway is super bike friendly with dedicated lanes and everything. It's a great way to see the cities and get some exercise. Plus, save the planet and all that jazz. Now let's talk language barrier or lack thereof. I gotta say, Norwegians are practically fluent in English. Like, scarily good. So even if you can't tell your Brunost from your Lefse, you'll be just fine. But listen, I'm all about full immersion. So try learning a few Norwegian phrases. It'll not only impress the locals, but it'll also make your life a whole lot easier. Trust me, it's worth the effort. Okay, let's talk about something close to my heart, sustainability. And guys, Norway is basically killing it in this department. Seriously, these guys are like the poster child for environmental responsibility. First off, recycling. It's not just a thing you do in Norway, it's a way of life. They've got separate bins for everything, and I mean everything. Plastic, glass, paper, metal, you name it. They even have special bins for food waste. It's impressive, to say the least. And don't even get me started on electric cars. Tesla? They're like regular taxis in Norway. Everyone and their grandmother is cruising around in an electric vehicle. The government incentivizes it like crazy, and it's seriously paying off. But it's not just about the technology, It's about the mindset. Norwegians have this deep-rooted respect for nature. It's ingrained in their culture. Think about it. They've got these breathtaking fjords, majestic mountains and pristine forests right at their doorstep. They experience the northern lights, the midnight sun, the raw power of nature firsthand. It's no wonder they're so passionate about protecting it. And this respect translates into their everyday lives. They're conscious consumers, they support local businesses, they choose sustainable options whenever they can. It's really inspiring to see. So, yeah, Norway might be known for its high cost of living, but let me tell you, their commitment to sustainability, priceless. So there you have it, guys. A glimpse into the incredible world of living in Norway. From the stunning natural beauty to the high quality of life, the work-life balance, and the commitment to sustainability, it's a country that truly has it all. Sure, it's got its quirks, like the expensive prices and the extreme seasons, but hey, that's all part of the adventure, right? Living in Norway is an experience that will challenge you, inspire you, and change you for the better. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content about life around the world. See you next time.